girls as well. He always asks for this. I'm here with my guy. He needs no introduction, Mr. James Redmond. What are you telling them, man?
Hey, it's about time. It's about time. My ass, your lad. We finally got it done. Do you know what I mean? So thank you for having me on the channel. People, smash a like, subscribe if you haven't already. A nice one for getting me on, bro. It's a pleasure.
Come on, my guy. I appreciate that, man. Just before we carry on, I know people know who you are. Clearly, you know, you're Mr. Viral these days. But if anyone doesn't, you know, well, go on for you because it's your first time on my channel. You know, what are you on, man?
Do you know what, bro? I am just on talking about LFC. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, football and opinions in general, trying my best. I don't get everything right, but as we all do, bro, we just put our opinion out there. We see what's going down. And, no, I enjoy it. I enjoy the community. I think it's a nice community that we've got as well, lad. The people within there, and we all get along. So no, it's good. It's good to see. And if you want to subscribe, you can just go to James Redmond TV and check out the content there as well.
Let me actually get a link, man. As he said, subscribe to James Redmond TV.
Right there, peeps. Boom.
Yeah. Last time I checked, he was flirting with 50,000.
We're getting there, bro.
Yeah, you're getting there. See, you're flirting with it, man. You're flirting with it. Get him up there, people, man.
And I appreciate it to everyone who has supported. It means like an immense amount, honestly. It's just gone so quick, so I do appreciate it, people, honestly.
Come on, man. People, hit up his Instagram, his YouTube. I've posted the link. Do up all of them ones there, people. Get your questions in and things like that. Let's get into business, broski. Before I ask you about this
going down, bro. A lot's been going down. It has, hasn't it? It's been going crazy.
Mad. Let's actually start with the Messi thing before Liverpool.
Got to.
Where you at, bro? Where you at? Because it's a madness. We did see it, but no one saw it.
I thought the deal was done. I thought he was going to sign a contract extension, and the reasons being of why I thought this was going to happen was simply due to the fact it's Messi, it's Barcelona, and it's La Liga. If you are a business owner, you do not want to lose the main thing that drives attraction to your business. Messi, Ronaldo went, you lost a lot of numbers with Ronaldo. Messi now going will make you lose an immense amount of numbers. And when you're Barcelona and you talk about all this money that you make, Messi makes most of it. He makes people undervalue just the fact he's a good player. Messi at the age of 40 is still a very good asset to have. And mention the word that I said, asset, because he's still going to be an alright baller. He's going to be an alright baller, and he's also going to still sell you shirts. So I can't believe that everyone has allowed this to happen, from Barcelona to La Liga. I mean, before, because there was a thing I saw where he was going to sign a 5-year contract. And that was
reduced rate in it. It seemed a done deal, and something in the next 24 hours flipped on his head.
It made sense, because no matter how much you're going to pay Messi on the weekly basis, someone behind the scenes is just going to be like, yeah, Messi, and just scoop him a little bit, you know what I mean? Couple hundred M's and standard. Then you're custy. Do you know what I mean? It was a surprise. It was like an RKO to nowhere, I'll tell you that for free.
I'd say Stone Cold Stunner, man, with the beer in the
absolutely, yes. Fully. It was both. He'd done the Stone Cold Stunner, and then Randy Orton came from behind and went, whoa, shit, the RKO.
The Dudley Bros just put you through a table. One of them up and off, one
do you know, like, yeah, do you know when they oversell the Stunner, and then they're like that, stands around for about 10 minutes, and then someone just does something else.
Where do you think he's going? Because I still think there's a chance he might stay. Obviously, PSG's being linked with them. City are going to get thrown in the ring. You know, if he really wants to prove he's a good player, he needs to come and play with Xhaka, if I'm honest. But, yeah, man.
He is going to PSG every day of the week. Career mode settings. Lads, Donnarumma for free. Ramos for free. Genie Wijnaldum for free. Messi for free. Messi for free. And lad, Hakimi for like 70 mil. Like Hakimi, one of the best fullbacks in the world. Like, bro, whoever gets Messi out of the two teams who I think is possible of getting Messi, which is City and PSG. Chelsea could, but I really don't see them going in that direction. I don't see City either, which is why I'm leaning more towards PSG. But if you go out to them two teams, no matter who buy him, they have to win the Champions League. There's no if, buts, and
you have to.
This, that. You got to, lads, you've got to, because you've seen City now, they've just spent 100 M's on Jack Grealish, and they should have really won the Champions League with the squad they had anyway.
Facts.
Bro, if you get Messi to that, then that's just a joke.
You're taking a piss, man. How do you get all of them in the team, in the match day squad? It's physically impossible with the elite stuff they have, man. And for me, you said it earlier, I can't understand how they've allowed this to happen, purely because Messi is one of those players like Ronaldo, like Neymar, like even Ozil and Pogba, where certain people don't follow football teams, they follow
Yeah.
you. Like the subscribers, the followers, they're all coming with you. So you've lost that. How many shirts you're selling now, I actually don't know. If I share this with you, you know, they're coming out trying to save face and things. Wait, let me actually share the screen because you can't see shit. As you look can see here, the Barca guy saying Barcelona trying to keep Messi could have put the club at risk for 50 years, says Laporte. If we go forward, he said, I can't make a decision that will affect the club for 50 years. The club is over 100 years old and it's about everyone and everything, even above the best player of the world. We'll always thank him for everything he's done for us. In order to have fair play, we need to do this or to make an effort which would put the club at risk. We couldn't keep going with this and we needed to make a decision. As you lot know, it's gone on to say he's agreed a 5-year deal, but they need to slash the wage bills and things. So what do you make of that? Because it seems to me like they're trying to save face.
Yeah, to be honest with you, G, all I see there is that we messed up. We messed up and he's going now. Yeah, he's dustying. Do you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I feel like Barcelona heavily messed up, and they've done more things since then, but heavily messed up when they sold Neymar. I didn't understand that. I was like, even if he doesn't become better than Messi, that's not what Neymar was brought in to do.
That's a
even
talisman.
though it's bro, you think about it, he's also someone, he's a huge star, he's only going to become bigger. It was a chance for him to maybe step more as like a
talisman sort of thing.
A talisman, a main part of the team.
That.
Exactly, but then you see the situation. He's gone. Luis Suarez then went, and now they've got Messi just chilling. Messi's now gone. So you've literally messed up. You brought in Sergio Aguero to play with Messi. Sergio Aguero joined Barcelona to play with Messi.
He's been done dirty, man. He's thinking, what is going on here?
If you told Memphis Depay a year ago, hey, you're going to be playing for Barca next year, he's going to be like, ooh, I'm going to get to play with Messi. This is going to be sick. You're still going to get to do his rap tunes, but playing with Messi, get Messi in a little video, this, that, and the other. Lads, now it's just
Messi in a video.
It's beat. Barcelona is the Barcelona we know is finished, man. Like, they can come back, of course, but it's never. I don't see it being anytime soon what we know Barcelona being.
It can't be, bro, because like you said, even when they had Messi, they were doing things that were so un-Barcelona. They were getting away with it. They've been spending mad money. Fair enough, signings like Coutinho, Dembele, Griezmann, it doesn't always work out, but it's the little signings, and we always look at them season in, season out. It's like, what are they doing? And it's finally come up to catch them. It's almost like they thought it was always impossible. I can't lie, I did read the statement that they said, and it does feel like they're blaming La Liga for these financial controls, because on the article on their website, they're like, oh, we wanted to keep him, we wanted to stay, but it's them, man, with their rules.
It's the blame game. It's the blame game. At the end of the day, when something as big as this, because this is the biggest thing that can happen in the league, out of any player in La Liga, you don't want Messi to be the one that's going. You want him to be the one that's staying. You'd rather have a bunch of people in friggin' League 2 and Messi than Messi, no Messi and all the ballers that are there right now, because still more people are going to watch. That's just how big Messi is. So at the end, when a big fuck up is made, you cannot send all the blame to yourself. As a business, you've got to try and push it towards the people. And that's what they're doing. Exactly, man. Exactly. Like, this isn't our fault. This is obviously their fault. Why would we let him go? So the way I see it is, this was looking like it was going to happen for like the past season or two. It then didn't look like it was going to happen. Now it's happened. Barcelona are seedy, man. You don't know what's going to happen. That's what you get for buying Braithwaites and Paulinhos. Like, bro, that's just what you get. You are asking for this. You know what I mean? It's like eating a chocolate cake and not wiping the chocolate off your face. And then when your mum comes in to question you, yo, who ate the chocolate cake? How are you going to lie when you have got the evidence on your freaking screen?
Literally on your face.
On your mush. Like, lad, it doesn't make no sense. That's what Barcelona have done. But it is what it is, man. Do you know what I mean? La Liga's finished. I'll still watch La Liga, but I mean, in terms of what it's known to be, it's not like the same.
And that's the thing. Like this guy said here, big up S, you said, my boys Pedri, Maribia, Gavi, Asu Fati and Frankie and more will try their best to bring Barca back. They could, but boy, they're going to need more than that. They're going to need someone for right now.
They need more than that, do you know what I mean? And I like Pedri. I think he's a quality player. I think he's going to be one of the most impressive players over the next 10 years. However, to just expect them to bring Barcelona out of this massive sinkhole that they've created for themselves, ambitious, because even Messi couldn't win Barcelona any trophies towards the dead end.
This is it. And now you've
how you're expecting Pedri and that, because Barcelona are built on trophies. If you think Barcelona don't win a league for the next 3 seasons or no Champions Leagues, that's not them doing well. Them getting second is nothing. At the end of the day, you have to win trophies. Otherwise, the legacy of that club, it just doesn't make sense when it actually comes to talking about the legacy.
You don't get trophies for finishing second, man.
Exactly.
You need all of that, man. And you said a great point. Where the hell does El Clasico go? Because it's Benzema versus
Pedri.
Yeah, literally. You just have to make Pedri the poster boy of the whole league now. Really, because this is terrible.
They want Griezmann to go. Coutinho is not the star boy. You know, you can talk about big signing. Dembele hasn't worked out. There's loads of problems at that club that you need to resolve. Like, what's going on? What is going on?
So mismanaged, bro.
And they've still got Busquets, they've still got PK players that, you know, you could debate. Even though they're still good, they could debate that. They could have tried moving them on sooner. They haven't gone smart with it.
Decreasing their importance, excluding
exactly. Not lowering the younger players' chances and holding them back just by keeping on playing these older players. Makes no sense.
Where you at with Grealish, though? Moving away from Messi. What do you make of this Grealish thing, man?
Sick. Good for him. Move. Go. I heard as well that Aston Villa offered him more money. Good for you. Go and win trophies. You have got nothing more to prove at all. You've done everything you need to do at Villa. Anyone who calls you a snake, that's just because their idea of what you should do as a player, their idea is just wrong at the end of the day. It's your career. You get it once. You've went down with your team. You were the main player in bringing them back up. Arguably, if you never got injured last season, they could have got Europa League. If you're really deep it. You've done enough. Now go to City. Go and play with players that are your level. Because believe me, for those who do not know, Jack Grealish is that level. I'm sure your fans know this as well. Lads, he's that level. He never plays in the Euros, but he's that level. In that team, that team suits him nicely, in my opinion.
That's going to boost his England chances as well.
100%.
Got no reason to leave him out now.
Big team player now. Now he's going to be adding them trophies to his game, and then he's going to build that experience that people like to hold on to so dearly. Oh, he's got experience. He's got more than experience now, mate. He's already got the experience. Now he's going to have the accolades. So what this does for Jack Grealish, to me, in hindsight, only benefits him massively, because he'll have the Premier League to talk about. He'll have the FA Cups and possibly even a Champions League to flex with as well. And that's what you need when it comes to being talked about as one of the best players to ever grace the Premier League. You need them trophies.
Facts. I'm keen to see how he deals with the expectation now, because obviously going to City, what you're going to get praised for at Aston Villa, at City, you need to be able to do that. Being a good player isn't going to cut the mustard. And when you look at his underlying metrics, there's a lot of positivity. You know, he presses well. He's actually up there for presses. He's up there for take-ons. He's up there in his position for ball recoveries. These are all the things Pep's going to care about even more. And you can just imagine, you know where he's going to play. One time he's going to play in the 10, then he's off the left, then he's in the midfield, like where Kevin and them guys are. It's scary,
exactly. It suits him. It
suits him. He's with better players as well.
100%. And that's the thing. There's no downside to this. He got offered more to stay at Villa, so it's not money why he's left. He's left to actually improve his level, test himself. Can he play regularly in a team that can set out 2 Premier League winning starting 11s? Because that squad depth that they've got is stacked. Like
calling it stacked, bro. It's
disgusting. It's on steroids. It's on proper steroids. But Jack Grealish does still make it better. And it's just like I say, I keep going back to the argument, you need them trophies. And you talk about pressure, he'll eat the pressure for breakfast.
He's had more pressure at Villa, I'd say.
There we go.
He has to carry a team by himself. I know, obviously, if you make a mistake at Villa or underperforming at Villa, it's not quite the same as underperforming.
But in a way, it all lies to Jack Grealish. So if Jack Grealish makes a mistake, it's like, shit, I'm the best player and I've just made a mistake. You know how it is. You play football. If you make a mistake, you're going to be very harsh on yourself. Whereas when you're playing with a bunch of ballers who are like on your level or above, the blame can be kind of shared. Do you know what I mean? It's like I can do wrong, but you have to do your bits as well.
Yeah. Like everyone's got a mock in sort of thing.
I think he can just have fun with it. I don't even think there's pressure. I think just have fun with it. You know, you're playing under one of the best coaches in the world. You're playing with the best players in the world, and you're gonna win trophies. He's gonna win trophies, even if he doesn't win a Premier League this season. best believe he stays there for 5 years. He's getting at least 5 trophies.
He's getting something. He's getting something. Like,
so
he's going to get something, because you'd imagine the existing guys. I can't lie, personally, I know Kevin signed a new deal, but the Kevins, the Mahrez, the Bernardo Silvas, the Gundawans, I do expect these guys to want to try other things elsewhere, having been there. So I'm looking at Foden, Grealish to be the flag bearers of City. On that, would you make a Kane? Because, I mean, that British transfer record could get mashed up really quick for a striker again.
He's going to stay.
I think.
This season, I think he's going to stay. And the reason why I go off that logic is I think City wanted Kane, and I think they don't mind him. But you've got to be aware of who we are talking about here. There's no gentleman's agreement when you're talking about someone like Daniel Levy. Daniel Levy, listen, mate, that's no gentleman's agreement right there.
With the devil in that.
100%. It's just not what you do. I even heard Harry Kane's agent is his bro. It's his brother. Like, lad, if you've got your brother doing negotiations and stuff like that with someone like Daniel Levy, you're just setting yourself to fuck up. And you can't, and you know, Rance made a good point on his channel. I think, how can you feel sorry for someone who signed the contract for themselves to stay until that point? It's hard to feel sorry for them. The difference between Zaha and Kane, though, is Zaha's actually vilified for his position. It's like, oh, he does this, Kane, he's getting glorified, and my man went on Sky Sports. Like, lad, are you taking the piss? Are you taking the piss? This is a club legend.
Manager.
He's not spoke to his new manager. He hasn't turned up to training, and he went on Sky Sports to talk with fucking Gary Neville to talk about joining Man City, to talk about joining a Premier League. As well. Christian Eriksen left the club, and he even said at the time he didn't want to join another Premier League team. He didn't want to join Man United. He wanted to just leave, but I won't join another Premier League team. And he still got slaughtered by the fan base, and he's done this, he's left us. No, he just made the right decision, a consecutive decision, because let's be honest, we are all, as a person, we are our own businesses in a way, and in the industry of Christian Eriksen, in corporations, he's got to worry about himself. He's got to think, I've been at Spurs. I've been at Spurs for my prime. I was a baller at Ajax. I've now been at Spurs for my prime. I've done bits. I've been one of the better, more exciting players in the team. I've got to go. This club looks like it's going nowhere. Inter Milan want me. Yeah, man. I'll play with Conte.
And win a trophy, which he's done.
There we go. And he won a league. He won a league. And of course, we wish him better to be better as soon as possible. But the point still stands in that. Why is the same energy not being carried with Harry Kane? Well, because he's a good player.
He's a good player and we like him, and he's the golden boy here. Like, I'm even guilty of it. It's true. How far do you think he needs to go? Because like you say, there is a reality he stays. And I don't know if City shift the goalposts. He's already done his bit. He seems like he's not going to training. How far does he need to go? Has he got is it just I want to go to City, or is it a case of I'll go anywhere? Because if you're United, we've been seeing United and Spurs have some relations. That could be something. Because for me, if the City one don't work, if I'm Kane, I've got egg on my face because I'm going to have to return to training. I'm going to force it to United. Whether I do whatever and it's the move or not, I think I'm going to win something at United and I'll earn more money at United than Spurs. I don't want to look like a fool.
It's a weird one what Kane does here, because there's so many different things that he can do, and so many of them things can get him like in so much trouble however way he does it. Even if it's like one of the right things, he's still not going to make everyone happy.
Facts.
The way I think of it is, if you've already put yourself in this situation where the fans have now saw you want to go. You've already said to the owner, like, listen, I don't even want to come to training. Let me leave, man. We had an agreement, didn't we? You know what I'm saying?
Let me go.
Just let me go. I've literally said It's like if your missus or your boyfriend cheats on you and you keep staying with them. And you keep staying with them. Why are you going to stay with them? They don't want you. They don't want you.
Yeah,
they do not want you. They have already got another piece of meat ready waiting for them. And Harry Kane's piece of meat is a little missus that I like to call Manchester Mrs. City. So, bro, let's just relax. Let's realise who we're talking about here, man. Honestly, let's realise who we're talking about. Kane wants to go. Let him go. Because, 100 mil isn't even bad either. You know, like, no. Levy's there, chat. I want 150 mil. Lad, take 100 and dusty. Let him go.
for a guy that almost didn't even make it at Spurs, like you said, 100 and something. I think they do it. I think with Lukaku, it kind of complicates things. I think they might settle for a similar fee. For me, I think it's how far is Kane prepared to go. Like, he's really got to be prepared to burn his bridges.
Oh yeah, he's already. Them bridges are already on fire, bro.
Yeah, they're on fire. But they might still be able to be helped because it's Kane. But boy, it looks like they're damaged and broken, and he needs to really do something. And the longer the move ain't happening, because Spurs have got to bring in someone. I mean, Spurs got to take a leaf out of Villa's book and accept a long time ago that Kane was leaving, bite the bullet, reinvest. You know, you probably have to buy a couple of players to look at him. I'm sure you hope they buy a Origi or something.
Origi, I don't even know the situation with Origi, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, Origi's probably going to go, and he needs to go, because you can see Klopp doesn't fancy him. Also, for us to be able to buy players, we've got to sell them. Do you know what I mean? But that's a different topic of conversation. I don't understand why Origi doesn't get a chance taken on him, to be honest with you. Whenever he's had a run of games for Liverpool, he's done all right.
Isn't it?
He's done all right, man. I don't understand why a Wolves or someone like that doesn't want to take a punt, but also
apparently they put money on the table, Wolves, for Origi. Whether he goes or not's another thing.
I think we want 20 mil for him, which for a player who scored less goals than Alisson last season, it can't run.
Whoa, shit!
It can't run, bro.
He said, "Fuck it, no, how?"
Klopp doesn't play him.
It's got to be impossible. He didn't bag once.
Like, lad, we should have sold him when he done the Champions League thing, because that was when he had hot shit behind him. Now it's a different story. It's like Klopp doesn't like the way he plays because you play him otherwise. Last season we had a stint where we lost the home games and stuff, and we weren't scoring goals. You have a striker on the bench that you're not using. Origi's the only striker at the club, by the way. People who say Firmino's a striker, you're chatting shit. He's in the other half of the pitch most
Brazilian
of the time.
drop deep, false nine.
Do you know
business.
what I mean? 100%. We haven't got a striker. Our strikers are our wingers. That's the way it works. You now got but in terms of an actual someone who goes in the middle and scores freaking goals, like a proper finisher. Origi's that man. I'm not saying he's the best at it, but out of everyone at the club, he's the only one who can say, I do that role.
I do that, innit?
I do that, and Origi, he just hasn't been given that chance by Klopp. Same with Shaqiri, good player, you know what I mean? Technically very gifted, but I just think the intensity and the way Liverpool play just doesn't match them. But that's then Liverpool's fault for then not selling them earlier. Because if you said Shaqiri's just had an amazing Euros.
Didn't he say he wanted to go?
Yeah, he said out loud he wants to go as well. You've got Lazio who's in for him. You've got Napoli as well, who are interested.
Why is he still here?
Because we want a certain amount of money that obviously other clubs don't want to pay.
You're not doing the Arsenal business, and the only thing is we're doing it with even shitter players.
Do you want me to tell you what pisses me off, though, to lose it? This is the only thing that I'm really pissed off about. We wanted Donyell Malen. It came out that we were linked with him heavily, and then it came out. It came out that we wanted him. Like, we didn't end up getting him. He went to Dortmund, and we just didn't end up trying. And the reason that came out of why we didn't get him was because we never sold Origi and Shaqiri. Is that a joke? Are you taking the piss? So, because here's the plan next season. Salah, Firmino and Mane remain as the front three, and Harvey Elliott and Jota test the wingers. So then you still need someone for that number 9. So Donyell Malen was supposed to be that. But you don't get him because 2 players that really you should have already sold by now. You haven't sold them.
They passed their sell-by date a long time ago, if you're honest.
It's a small club mentality though, bro. Because you look at the way Liverpool have moved over the past 5 windows. We've had like a net spend of like 4 million of players going and coming in. Do you know what I mean? It's a joke. But not only that, that's not even my issue. My issue is you want a player. Look at Aston Villa right now. Grealish goes, but they're already getting Bailey, Danny Ings,
Buendia's already there as well.
They're linked with
trying to get Ward-Prowse as well.
They're trying to get Ward-Prowse, and they had them players finished before Grealish even went. They had Leon Bailey done before Grealish actually had signed the dotted line.
Must have been one of the first signings of the window, man.
Exactly, and I just think of it as we can't get one of our players until we've sold someone. Therefore, leading Dortmund to just go right in and swoop the player that we wanted. Hey, and I didn't even want Malen. I wanted other players. There was other candidates that I preferred.
There was talk of Jeremy Doku. We've been chasing him for a while.
See, I didn't even want Doku. I was looking more like an Andre Silva, someone who's a bit more proven with the goal side of things. And I don't know, I feel like you could find a way to fit him into the Liverpool team. Scored more goals than Haaland last season as well. Like, just goes under the radar. And he was only like 25, 30 million. Do you know what I mean?
Got
Like,
that
he
done.
weren't out the wage price or
But what
anything.
areas? Sorry to cut you, but what areas
That's
we
cool.
like? Obviously, Liverpool. Again, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. What areas would you? Are you as a Liverpool fan? Last season, you know, it wasn't a good season. What's the obvious areas you're looking to improve, or areas that you feel Liverpool haven't covered, or you'd like to?
Centre back we've covered.
Yeah,
Centre
we're
back, but
forgetting
actually
you got Canute. Yeah,
we're very strong now. So we've got Kanate, we've got Joe Gomez, Matip, and Virgil van Dijk. They're four good options in terms of like strength in that position. Other than that, there's loads of positions we need to improve. We need a new backup right back. We need. That's not. In fact, I'll tell you in order.
Even with
what
Williams, I thought he would have been sold after a good season for like 10 or so mil. But go on, bro.
Williams needs to go. Williams needs to. He's never going to be better than. No, not really. I think he's okay. I think he'll be at maximum a lower end Premier League player. But other than that, I don't think he's Liverpool level. So that's why.
Race, isn't it?
Exactly, that's all it is. So I think in order of what we need a striker or we need a forward. So I wouldn't mind either a striker or a winger. I wouldn't mind either one of them. Get me a Pedro Neto or get me an Andre Silva.
Someone that can come and boost the attack in that.
100%. I'm not even chatting Mbappe's, bro. Like, I'm not even thinking about Mbappe's. Just get me someone. Get me someone decent. Like, for example, I'm a big fan of Pedro Neto. I think he's a fucking baller. His injuries do concern me a little bit, but other than that, though, he's a baller, man. So the winger or striker. Then we also need a midfielder to accommodate Genie leaving to PSG. So
Does
that
like
can be
the box midfielder required,
like a Saul type player, someone who's well rounded, someone like Genie who is versatile, can cover quite a few positions. So Saul will be a good option. And then also backup right back's one where right now our options is Nico Williams or James Milner as like a backup right back option. They're not good enough, so you could go ahead and get someone else there. But other than that, I'll be real with you, bro. I'm happy with our team. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just
there's a good base there. Just need to freshen things up a little bit.
You're relying on quite a lot. You're relying on players staying fit. You know, you're relying on these players who've been out for so long to come back just amazing again. Like, there's so many things.
Van Dijk and Gomez, really.
In the times where you were winning the leagues and the Premier Leagues, you didn't improve your squad enough. End of story. You just didn't improve your squad enough. Now, you're in a position. Like, I want to know what we would have done if we got Europa League. Because bear in mind, we were only from fucking skin of our teeth from getting that Europa League.
Nonsense for a while. You lot was
bro. We were seventh more than we were fucking third, and we finished third. Bro, we hadn't touched third since like January. We finished third. How does that happen? But I just want to know: would you have this same energy in the transfer window? This transfer window, if you get Europa League, no, you probably would have bought like 3 players. But what I think's happened is we've got Champions League and the board have gone, we've got third without Virgil. We've got third without all these players.
So when these guys come back, we're going to do a madness.
So our new signings basically deluded, yeah. It is Harvey Elliott from Blackburn. That's one of our new signings. Adrian on a new contract.
Fucking hell. He survived. I have to respect him. I respect it. He survived.
Bro,
like Williams, man.
if you want to pay some, bear in mind as well, he went from 30 bags a week to 50 bags a week, so we've gave him a wage increase as well.
I have to respect it because he's.
If you want to pay someone 50 bags for vibes, get me there. Pay me a bag. I'll take a bag. I'll take a bag to be vibes. Are you mad?
I'll do 5 bills a week still,
bro. Do you know what? Let it be free, and I'll get to go to games.
That's a shout. Ticket.
Let me go to the game. If you pay for my ticket, I'll be there for vibes. Happily, that's fine. So, like, I just don't get some of the business we've done. But at the same time, we're now doing good business. We've just got Alisson on a 6-year deal. We've just got Fabinho on, like, a 4-year deal. Like, doing a bit more now. Like, I wanted them to play, because they had 2 years remaining. I needed to lose it. Believe me when I say that. I needed them 2 players to sign a new contract. Like, I don't know who that... Like, Saka... Do you know if Saka was on the last year of his contract?
We went through that. We were scared.
And I bet you were shitting yourself because you need him. You know, this club is looking so much bleaker in the near future without him. Yeah, well, like without him, this club isn't the same in the future. So I'm thinking Fabinho's 26, Alisson's 27. Get them on new contracts. They're world class. Exactly. And it's going to be so hard to find better players in their position.
Well, going for Salah, because I swear his contract must be the next one. Because surely him, Firmino, and Salah and Mane, can't all sign one.
Salah will definitely have a contract signed, mark my words, because he is to us what Son is to Tottenham. He is to us what Messi is to Barcelona. He's our biggest asset. He's not just goals. He is goals, and he's important for the goals, but he's more than goals, even off the pitch. Talisman, so it's just... Salah will get a new contract very soon. There's been rumours over the past year or so that he's sort of got one eye on Real Madrid and maybe even other clubs, but he loves Liverpool. That's what people don't understand. Like, we always think, oh, Mane's so nice and Firmino's so humble, and we just think Salah's not, but Salah is humble. He believes in himself. He just believes in himself. Do you know what, Deluder? People they confuse what being humble is. People think, being humble is downplaying your successes verbally. Yep, staying silent, don't be playing up yourself, don't big up yourself, don't celebrate yourself. That's what they think it is, when really true humility is coming into training and staying after hours. True humility is getting rattled and by a centre-back or a goalkeeper saving your shot or whatever it may be, having off days. That's true humility, the stuff that you
treating
don't see.
Everybody the same, man. You see that he's treating the ladies and the manager the exact same way.
His best mate was Dejan Lovren when Dejan Lovren was at the club. These vibes with everyone.
This is what I'm saying, and I get that because you see that it's nothing but humble. The only thing I would say is, and again, the dynamic goes against them, just because the fact is Salah, Mane, Firmino, like with a couple of them City players, none of them were Liverpool fans per se. They've come to love it. So I think, as much as I believe that it's a job, if offers get given, then they might do it. But as you said, Real Madrid and these things, if they're going for someone, it's probably Mbappe. And the dynamic in that, they're not the Real Madrid where they could get both of you goals against them. I'm missing out a question. What do you make of FSG? Because for me, I wouldn't say I was praising them, but for a while we're like, yeah, Liverpool, they're selling players, they're doing serious things, they're on stuff. And it's only like in the last couple of years, literally couple of years now, off the back of you winning the league, I've seen 1-2 rumblings from the Liverpool fans I speak to and chat to. They're very much onto them and thinking, you lot aren't really gone to it. So me as a neutral, I'm looking at it. Have I been naive in that, praising them for nothing? Really?
You haven't been naive. Do you know what? Liverpool fans have been naive. If you're naive, then so have we, because here's the way it works. FSG gets so much credit for the Champions League that we won and the Premier League that we won. When really, when you look into the facts, it's probably in spite of them. It's probably more due to the fact it's Jurgen Klopp, and it's probably more to what he's done at this club. The fact he literally got Sadio Mane from Southampton, Gini Wijnaldum from Newcastle, Mohamed Salah from Roma, a Chelsea reject. Alisson, an overpriced goalkeeper. Van Dijk, an overpriced centre-back. Like 75 million for Van Dijk, and he's
Robertson,
not even... It's like 26. Robbo, 8 million. Trent from the academy. Like, bro, these are players that he made better. Best believe he made Virgil van Dijk better. Van Dijk made us better, but Jurgen Klopp, the system...
improved you lot defensively, because before you brought Alisson and Van Dijk in, you lot, I remember the first couple of years, you lot were just heavy metal. Minute 90, he did that, and then he clocked, I can't do that if I want to win a league title. I have to ride the storm. And I saw a change in your squad. Then obviously Van Dijk and Alisson have made the difference. That's what I tried to tell Arsenal fans, because we've gone a flip side of it. Although we might be third for clean sheets, we're not that good of a side. We might bring in a Ben White or have Gabriel. Yeah, they might be able to play well, but sooner or later you're going to see the fuckery that they're part of.
There we go. And that's what a good coach does for you. And here's the thing as well. The only star men we've really bought from the time we've actually bought them, I'd say, is Fabinho, because he was a baller at Monaco, no doubt. Like, he was always going to be class. And Thiago. From the time that we sat, they were the only two City players. You can't name me another one that was like City going to be sick. So,
people were waiting for Van Dijk to fail in that,
There we go. And I just think if you gave Klopp that type of a manager, someone who is the only current Premier League manager to win a Premier League and a Champions League with a Premier League club, with the lowest net spends out of the top six.
It's mad.
Like, come on, man. Like, you've got to put respect on his name. And that's with two... Man United, they finished second last season and lost the Europa League final. And I'm seeing them getting Sancho and Varane. Now, I know there's external reasons, but I'm saying if they can do that in one window, why can't FSG just sort out Klopp a little bit more and give him just a bit more than a Fabinho and a Thiago over 5 seasons? And I know they gave him Jota, but Jota weren't what we wanted. Jota has turned out to be class. Do you know what I mean? He's turned out to be very, very good.
Player, and now he's just doing bits.
Exactly. Harvey Elliott, like, again... baller. I speak to Harvey Elliott on a regular basis as well. Cool man. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, works hard, wants to do well, good young baller. But still, like, is that the option right now?
And is
at
it
his
fair
young age of 18?
You're asking a
Is
lot
it
for him
fair?
and Curtis Jones. It's not fair for them. Like, they're gonna have
Exactly.
matches where they can't quite do it. It's not
Yeah.
really fair. And you
Yeah,
also got
100%.
extra money off Ings as well. So I don't understand why there isn't something for Klopp.
That's the thing. People talk about, like, because we sold Brewster for 25 million, we sold Solanke for 20 million, we sold Ard for like 20 million, and these were players who they never really done much in our squads. You know what I mean? So
Literally.
we're thinking, how are we selling these ballers for this much? But the reason why, like, yeah, for example, we even bought Benteke for 30 million and sold him for 30 million. Like, he had a shit-faced season with us and we still got 30 million back. But here's the thing. All, as good as all that business is only good for clubs who, like, see, I don't even want to disrespect Dortmund like that, but Dortmund never really get over the line. Like, with Klopp, they did, but other than that, they're just happy to build players up and sell them on.
Happy to keep doing what they're doing to a degree, yeah.
Exactly,
yeah.
Like, even Ajax in Europe, like, obviously in their country, they're amazing, but what they actually love to see is selling their players on to Barcelona's, Real Madrid, Man United's, and seeing them do well. They actually enjoy that. I don't want Liverpool to be that type of club. We have won the most major trophies in this country. We need to stick to that level. So, you know, you do not win trophies by just bringing in players and selling them on. That's not what makes a sick club.
There's got to be a means to an end of selling them.
Good business, but you've got to make sure that you've got young players who's like Dominic Solanke. What you should have actually made sure is he was the man who was going to come in and test Bobby Firmino, not just come in and make a profit. It's good to have them players, but that's what your academy's for. You know, the Nico Williamses and stuff like that of this world, they're the ones you sell on for a little 10 million here and there. We've just sold Harry Wilson for 15.
Just make your money and keep it moving. It's
making money and keep. That's what an academy's for. That's another thing people think. Everyone in an academy is supposed to come through and be.
Everyone has to be it. No,
it's a money making process. Do you know what I mean? That's what an academy's for. So Liverpool do things right, but for the scale that we are, for the fact we should be spending more than Arsenal. Not Man City and Chelsea necessarily, or United, but we should be in that conversation. We're not even in that conversation.
I would say at least you spend wisely, because our problem is that we mismanage. Not only just spending peas, but we're mismanaging, man. It's like I've got nothing to do with.
Your manager's your problem. Your manager's your problem.
He is the problem.
It's much bigger than that. It's way bigger than that, but it's also the manager, because I think Arsenal, they have still got the necessary, and feel free to disagree with me and say that I'm wrong and stupid, because this is just me being naive probably, but I think Arsenal have still got the assets there to be able to be successful. They have got the money, they have got the attraction, because even though they might not be doing as well, like, look, James Maddison would join just because it would improve him as well.
Do you know what I mean? When Arsenal were actually good, yeah.
Exactly, and also as a brand, it's huge. It's going to be great for players like Maddison. He's still going to get paid a lot of money. You've still got that big club. What's the word that I'm looking for? Like, you haven't acted like a big club, but you still are a big club.
Still got that little prestige. No, that's why I said we still, people that are of a certain age, you still remember what Arsenal once was.
There we go.
You still have that age where you think of Arsenal, you kind of think of Wenger. You don't necessarily think of what's going on in the Emirates, and that juice is going to run out. So we need to take charge of that. But go on with what you're saying about Arteta.
So that's what I mean. So the reason why I end up getting to Arteta is because all that can still attract big players. The manager is where it's an issue, because that manager is not good enough. Because tactically, he kind of impresses me, kind of.
He can do impressive one bits and more. That's what annoys me about him, because sometimes you look at him, you're like, this is the guy. But then you look at him and it's like, sometimes 1+1. Football's a simple game. Sometimes it just needs to be 1+1 equals 2, 100%. Not 50,000. And what the problem for me is, when you look at the Prem now, the beautiful thing is you could play us and you beat us, and then you could play Brentford and get smacked up to Brentford. That's how it works. You know, I think no matter how much you improve defensively and all these things, what he's done, a best form of attack is defense. You've still got to move to the opposition. You've still got to ask them questions. 100%. You can't keep thinking about them. That's just
100%. My number one issue, just before we move on to the next thing or whatever it may be, Mikel Arteta, man management, it's too low. It's actually, let me tell you now, the reason why I would much rather have an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer opposed to a Mikel Arteta is because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer isn't going to fall out with my ballers. He's not going to fall out, even though Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can't even manage young ballers right, otherwise Greenwood will be in that team. But I'd still prefer him because he keeps the cohesion proper. I don't think Arteta keeps that cohesion the same between the squad. I think that's his number one issue. I think he's a bit too ruthless. Do you know what I mean? Like, fair play, you were under the tutelage of Pep, but you were also a player under David Moyes for 10 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, for me, it's about earning your stripes in it, because
exactly.
you can say you was a player for Arsenal, you played for PSG, you played for Everton. That it means something, but it means F4 as a manager. And I think I'm not going to say he's not humble, but it just appears that he rules with an iron fist. It appears that there's certain rules for some and rules for the others. And obviously there's things we don't know, but I just think when you go along our squad since he's been here, there's too many rumblings. There's been the Ozil thing. There's been what's happening with Saliba. Why is Pepe not in the team? Why is this guy not? Why is Gabriel all of a sudden vanished? Why are you continuously putting your faith in Xhaka? Why are you mismanaging Partey? These are the things that annoy me with him, because he gets reinforced at our club. Because I feel I do think there's a lot of good. He has improved us. There is something there, but as you said, there's a lot of shaky things. It just feels like there's been a lot of propaganda because of the Pep, because he wears the tight tracksuits, and that's something he's actually our manager. He's not head coach. He's got more authority than Emre ever had, and it's like I hear that he won an FA Cup when he came in. It looked wavy, but on what merit? Because the problem with Arsenal, people here, bro, are left to their own devices. Arteta is left to his own device. You've got Edu left to his own device, and you've got a non-existent owner. So it's terrible. And you've obviously got a couple shit players. I say couple to be nice.
Nah, I get that. And by the way, if you hear my dog, I apologise about that.
It's real life, man. It's a dog.
Every time the dog kicks, there's someone knocks at the door, the dog just kicks off. It's heavy. But no, I think overall with Arsenal's situation, you've just got to look at it as one of these things where Arteta isn't the man for that club. Because I just think the way you've managed to, you could have a team, Arsenal have the potential to have a very exciting team right now if it was managed just a little bit right. You've already got Saka, which is great. You've then got Smith Rowe and stuff, players like that. But you could have had Saliba in that first team by now. I don't see why not. He was 30 million. You could have gave him more than 45 minutes in pre-season. No doubt about that. Guendouzi.
He hasn't had a sniff other than that. He hasn't had a sniff since he's been here. What's going on?
Guendouzi, your midfield ain't that great, with all due respect. It ain't that great.
Not with all due respect, it's a fact. That's the thing about us.
It's why not try and make it something exciting? Why not try and make it like a actual project for people to invest? How can people invest into David Luiz and Willian?
Because Arsenal it's like we like to cook things and not finish them. Like we'll season it, we'll put it in the we'll put it in the oven. I was about to say,
but that's maddening,
and it won't get finished.
That is maddening. It's maddening for the pure reason that you've actually got potential there for people to look at Arsenal and think, hey, they're actually an exciting club. They've got young ballers that they're actually going for. Even if you're not winning trophy, you'd rather be finishing 8th with Salibas, with Emil Smith-Rowe's, with Saka's, Guendouzi's, all them in the team than David Luiz and that. Because at least then you can be like, these young players can at least build on something. David Luiz, the hill's only down. Obviously, David Luiz is gone now, but I'm only talking about last season.
That's the problem, because I get it. You can't have a bunch of kids, you need some experience to guide them and things. But I think we're in an extreme sense in that Smith Rowe, Saka, these young players, they're not allowed to be kids. Even Lokonga's come in, they're not allowed to struggle because their performances right now are too correlated with us winning. And I just think Arteta, I get it. The first couple of months you came in, you don't want to pull up too many trees. You've got to keep some experienced guys on hand. I get it. But it just feels like since he's been here, he's betted on guys that don't bet on him. You've betted on Xhaka. Xhaka has repaid it, but he wanted to bust out. There's nothing wrong with that. I can't get onto Xhaka. He wanted to bust out. You betted on Bellerin. He's not good enough. He wanted to leave. You've doubled down on Leno, where Martinez has came out of nowhere. And now looks what's going on. You betted on Mustafi and didn't give Saliba any minutes in the Europa League. Then we hear you want to give him a new contract. Then he's released. So do you have one decision and there's not another? Xhaka's been given a new deal. Is Xhaka being given a new deal at 28 years of age, playing all these games, unless Arteta sanctions that? And all I ask is that you make that I'm able to see why it works. Because I can have my opinion. I can think that's bad. If you show me it's good, what can I say? Fair play. You're the gaffer. I'm chatting shit on YouTube. It's that simple.
Exactly. Prove me wrong. I am more than happy for any manager or owner and stuff like that who I have constructively criticised. I am more than fine with you to prove me wrong. Prove me that I am just some football fan who knows nothing about football. Honestly, I'm fine with that, because I say this. I just say my opinion. Do you know what I mean? I'm not right about everything.
On what we see.
Exactly. Just commenting on what we see, and based on evidence, what Arsenal have done is one word in conclusion: stupid.
Stupidity,
Lad,
bro.
it's
Nonsense.
stupid, man. So,
Nonsense,
an FA Cup and a Community Shield only look so good in hindsight when you see what they do with that. And Arsenal haven't done enough.
And that's the thing about us. We like half-baked dishes, bro. It's like we half-bake a squad. We'll sign a cam, we'll have no striker, or we'll sign a DM, have no cam. We'll sign 2 centre-backs, not have a keeper. We'll bring in a left-back. There's not a right-back.
Listen, what you've done, what Arsenal have done, they're the kids who've had the mum cooking them home-cooked meals for the past 12 years while they've been living with the mum and that. And in that time, they've decided not to learn how to cook. They've moved out and now they're just stuck on microwave meals.
Pissed. Yeah.
Now they're just on microwave meals, lad. And even though there's some nice microwave meals, home-cooked meals are the one. Like, we know that.
Bro.
So,
We had it there, bro. Fact.
It's madness.
You got a question here, my man said, Hammers, do you think that Man United and Liverpool are going to spend the next 3 to 5 years chasing City and Chelsea? You know, Rance even said 20 years City dominance. So, yeah, bro.
Listen, until something happens financially to where Man City or Chelsea get caught out, best believe they're dominating football. Let me just talk about the next 20 Premier League titles. Manchester City will have 15 of them.
I've got a knock on the door. Keep going.
Nah, it's cool. I'll keep going. People, get on this. In the next 20 years, there will be 20 league titles won, of course. Well done, Michael Owen. But then Manchester City will win 15 of them titles. Chelsea will win... Nah, actually, not 15. I think City will win 13 of them titles. Chelsea will win 3 or 4. And then the rest is split between United and Liverpool. Liverpool won't be going ahead and winning 10 Premier Leagues in the next 20 years. It's just not going to happen. Or even 5. I reckon it's more going to be... We've won 1, which was a year ago. We're going to win 1 maybe in like 4 or 5 years, possibly sooner. And then we win 1 in the next 5 years after that. It's all these things where you've got to take into consideration. So the only argument I made there, alluded, was that in the next 20 league titles, City will win maybe 13, Chelsea will win like 4 or 5, and then Liverpool and Man United will compete for the rest. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's the way I see it going. Even United, like, I think they're more likely to win more trophies than us over like a longer period of time. Maybe not so much the next 5 years, but if you go into the next 20, then there's definitely it's not impossible. But yeah, Chelsea and City will be the ones who lead the way.
What do you make of? I haven't asked you. It's like, I'm sure many Liverpool fans don't want to consider it, but we've seen Messi leave. What happens if Klopp leaves? Because Klopp is
we're fingered, lad. Let me just use a lack of a better term. We're fingered, bro. Absolutely done in, lad. Klopp goes. It's like if you lose your hearing, your eyesight. It's like, what's the point in living no more, man? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you've just been living your whole life being able to see, being able to hear, and then it goes, what can you do? You know what I mean? You just feel things. And it's like, you got to live life that way. I don't want to just feel things, bro. I want to see life for what it is. Literally. I want to hear life for what it is. And it's like, if Klopp goes, there's no light. There's no light at the end of the tunnel, man. And I don't want that. I don't want that, bro. I do not want this. But here's the thing. We had Brendan Rodgers before Jurgen Klopp, innit? That was so peak. Because, lads, we had Stevie G, who was getting old. Lads, we had Sturridge, who was injured. Bro, it was heavy. And then Klopp came in. He just said, I am the normal one. And then it's history. It's history, bro. Like,
history written.
He said 4 years we'll win a Premier League. Fair enough, he never done that. But he won a Champions League in 4 years and then won a Premier League in 5.
I think he was 5 years. He was a year off.
Yeah, he won a Premier League in 5 and a Champions League in 4. Like, he got to 2 finals. He got to 2 finals. Like, lads, get on this. Every season, except the one just gone, Klopp has kept getting better. Get on this. So, first season, we get the League Cup final and the Europa League final. But that was his first season with no transfer window or anything.
I completely forgot about Europa League final as well.
Do you remember that? We got 2 finals in Klopp's first ever season without buying anyone. That was another man's squad. Fair enough, we lost them. And then the next season, we got 4th, which is what we needed. We needed to get back into top 4 and back into Champions League. So we got that. Next season, we get the Champions League final. Which is exactly what you need. Then we lose that, but we also get 3rd. So we've improved on the position in the league. And we got to a final. Not bad. Next season, we get 2nd. 97 points, losing 1 game all season to the champions. And won a Champions League. By the way, that's the best team I've ever saw. Even when we won the Prem, that was the best team I ever saw. The one that finished 2nd with 97 points in the Champions League. Insane. So, that one was great. But then the next season, he actually got that league.
Got it over
got that league title, and that couldn't be touched. And even though last year we finished third, he still overachieved because we should have ended up about seventh.
It should have been a terrible
the position we were in.
Yeah.
Like we still concede. Like Man United conceded more goals than us, and we never had no centre backs.
Literally. So yeah, Henderson's doing it there. Fabinho's putting the shift in.
This is what I'm saying.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, obviously. He's German, innit? I'm sure, you know, he's as Liverpudlian as they come. He's Mr. Liverpool and things. But at some time, you've got to leave before the game leaves you. And you have to wonder how quickly can he keep revitalising the team. I just wonder if FFG keep fucking about, bearing in mind he's brought a league title after 30 years. He's got Champions League. If the German national team come or Bayern...
But Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich isn't Jurgen Klopp's cup of tea. It's just not what it's not what do you know what's mad actually? I think he's gonna stay at Liverpool. There's many aspects that says that he's gonna leave at the end of his contract. Not as long, but like that, yeah. I think he can do. I think he can do 10 years.
Him and Pep will look the most likely.
I think Pep will stay at Man City for a long time as well. I think Klopp will stay as well. I think he likes the culture of Liverpool, and also he's getting paid nice.
Yeah, let's be real, getting paid.
Like let's just move on. Like he's getting paid lovely, bro. Lovely. So I just don't see why, if he's happy with everything that's going on, why he'd end up going. I don't see, and I hope that's because we've got the possibility of Steven Gerrard after Klopp and stuff like that. Leave that.
I want to see that, you know. But he just keeps doing your developing thing, man.
Exactly. You just keep winning trophies with Rangers for now. And one day that will happen, because that's always guaranteed. That's never going to go. Even when Gerrard's 60, we'll still take him as manager. It's never going to go. So don't rush Klopp out just to be able to get that moving. Keep Klopp. Keep him on the money that you're paying, because he's earned more than enough for that reason. He's never gave us a reason to sack him. Even last season.
Nah, you can't sack a man off that. You know, you have to give a man credit in the bank. If he's done all this madness and you've had a shit season, bearing in mind you didn't really
Liverpool fans. Bro, exactly. And all them Liverpool fans who were saying, like, Klopp out, they're just ones who want clicks. Don't actually believe what they... There was Klopp out stuff, but they weren't, like... They don't
deserve good things, man.
No, and that weren't like the majority of the fan base. People with brain cells actually knew what to talk about, you know what I mean? But you know what Twitter can be like at the end of the day when it comes to these things. Klopp out would be the worst thing to happen to Liverpool Football Club. It would.
Terrible, man.
Even if Gerrard came in and won a few trophies, I just think you've just wasted what you can do with that manager. You've just had the best coach in the world, and the reason why, or best manager in the world, because maybe Pep has a more... What's the way? A more versatile way of coaching.
It's
debatable,
because I hear that with Pep, but then Klopp's got.
Klopp's still also
money,
amazing.
But he's worked with more duds. Like he's worked. With
I'm just saying. Give Pep the funds that Klopp has and see what he does. Give Zidane the funds that you give Klopp. I'll be interested to see what happens, because I don't think you're going to be getting the results that Klopp has. And again, Klopp did both. He won the league and the Champions League. So,
facts.
Put some respect on his name, because when it comes to this best manager in the Prem of all time, Klopp doesn't even get mentioned. Pep does. I'm just saying, don't mention Pep and not mention Klopp. That's all I say to people.
They're both in the ring. For me, I can't lie, be satisfied.
Sir Alex will always. Sir Alex and Wenger, they're clear. Klopp needs to stay here for another 5-10 years to be able to get into that conversation. But if you're going to put Pep in there, you have to put Klopp in there as well. That's my only argument to people.
Can't disagree. And the thing is with Klopp, you know, and what we've been talking about with FFG, and I look back at Wenger had a bag of problems. Like, he probably needed to step down. But when you've got people above the scenes not probably doing their job and messing about, when you've got a manager that's ingrained and probably worth his weight in salt, he does mask things, he does hide things. Because even when Wenger fell off, there were certain consistencies we had, and a part of me wishes he didn't go in hindsight based on what I'm actually seeing now. Would you make a Thiago? Because for me, I thought he was going to bully the league, bro.
I get it. He never got given the chance, and I think what people expected from Thiago, not saying yourself, but majority of Premier League fans, they expected to see this world-beaten player who's going to get mega assists and stuff like that. He's never been that type of player. He's always been someone who will link up the play. He has a great long pass at one moment, and he just dictates the game. He started doing that towards the end of the season. In the last I'd say 8 Premier League games. The last push, the final hurdle. Trent and Thiago were our 2 best players. Trent and Thiago were clear of the rest.
Comeback, man. I'm happy for
amazing.
Trent, people were writing him off. Stupid.
Amazing, you know what I mean? And even people were still giving me shit at the end of the season for Trent. I was like, he's playing well, and you're still giving him shit, so that's how I know to ignore you. That's how I know to ignore you, because he stepped up.
That he can't defend. It jars me, man. It really jars
exactly.
Me.
It pisses me off. Don't say that someone can't defend when you obviously don't watch him play to make that assumption.
Literally.
He might not be the best.
In aspects, but to say they can't defend, it's terrible.
I say this all the time. People say he's the worst defensive fullback in the league. That's a joke. There's much more fullbacks that are worse than defensively.
Arsenal, you know, Bellerin, a centre mid and a centre half are ahead of him in the pecking order. It's crazy. And
if you think about it, fullback isn't the position that it used to be. You know what I'm saying? As an all-round fullback, there's not much. Going forward, I don't think there is a fullback better than Trent. I think the likes of Hakimi and stuff like that can talk to him, but I don't know if you can definitively say they're better than him going forward.
You have to really think, but he's in the single aspect of attacking, he's defo in the conversation.
He's in the conversation.
You
can't say he's not.
As a whole package anyways, but just as an attacking, he's definitely.
So if you get one of the best, if not the best attacking fullback and merge that with okay defending, decent defending, not shit, but not great.
To get away with it, like competent.
And he's 22. He's 22. Defending is an intelligence game. It's an art.
For defending, he's a baby. Let's talk when he's 26. If he's still got problems at 26 and things like that, then we need to say, Trent, you need to get your act together. And but I'm honest to God, I think there's going to be a time he's going to play in midfield. I don't know for permanent and them things, but I think he'll get games in midfield. That wasn't that way he actually used to play, and then he got, there was an opportunity to take in the first team and that.
The academy was where he played in the midfield, and he was a baller. He was quite. He played right mid sometimes, but he also played in the centre of the park. And I remember going to watch him for the Everton Liverpool under-23s game. It was 2 seasons before he got into the first team. He was the captain of the side and made the way teared up the team. Like, it was unbelievable watching him, because just on the ball, the way he could pass. And Everton, they're under-23s at the time. They were the champions. It was like the last game of the season, and they'd won that league, the Premier League too. So they were better than Liverpool, and Trent just teared them apart. 1-2-0, scored both goals.
Fucking hell. See what I'm talking about?
You know what I mean?
This is it, and he's going to get better. He'll probably end up being your captain. What are you making of, last question before I let you go, what do you make of Van Dijk and Gomez? Because obviously they're coming back now. Like, for us that know they're injured, but we're not obviously day-to-day update sort of thing. What's going on there? Where do you expect? How long do you think it takes? More so Van Dijk for me, but both of them before they get to back to a suitable standard. And what do you make of Conte in that mix as well? Canute, sorry.
I think one thing that Klopp, I always have given testament to, he's good with getting players back into the team. He doesn't rush them back in. Like, even Naby Keita, people don't realise, but he was actually fit from February last season. No, sorry, from March last season.
I forgot he was a Liverpool player, I can't even lie.
Yeah, so he's a Liverpool player still. And not only that, he also, because he always gets injuries, he gets loads of little 3-month injuries. He's never fit for more than he's never fit for more than 6 weeks. So I just think, okay, he's kept him fit from March till the end of the season. Now, Naby Keita is shelling in pre-season, by the way. I'm not trying to say, that means he's going to be absolutely world-class, but it's just one of them things where, he's improved, and that's been off the back of managing him well off an injury. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Klopp has always done that. Even Robbo and Fabinho, they never came right into the team when they signed. They were pushed
Fabinho had to wait
into
at
the
least
team.
6 months.
Thiago, I think he was fit for a month. Yeah. Fabinho, everyone was saying he was a flop because he weren't playing, but that's just what Klopp likes to do. He likes to slowly edge players into the team instead of rushing them in. And that's what I like about Klopp. His man management is huge. Yep, it's huge.
Were you making of that connection?
And you asked about Virgil van Dijk and you asked about Virgil and Joe Gomez, didn't you? If I remember, because I want to talk about them as well. So with them, I think Virgil will be back fine, because he's got the intelligence of the game. Maybe physically he won't be the same, because that's just only normal, and he's getting older. Other than that, though, I think he could be even more of a beast, to be honest. He's got a point to prove, and it's just all these different things where he's got the mentality. He's got that mentality. Joe Gomez as well. Joe Gomez,
I like him.
we're still unsure. We're waiting to see if he's still going to turn into this great centre-back. Do you know what I mean?
What, the jury's still out for
him? He's just...
I thought
you
he was
can't
calm,
say
like,
he's going to be
part of the
certain.
thing.
No. Yeah, no, he's custy. Like, that's the thing. He's not bad. You just can't say he's definitely going to be starting for Liverpool for the next 10 years. I think that's the only thing that we can say. You know what I mean? He's not bad. It's just
level up, innit?
Yeah, he's still got a mistake in his game, and you know it's elevated with the fact he's next to Van Dijk. But he's still good, though. He's still got the attributes of all. I like Joe Gomez. I don't want him to go anytime soon. But that's just what I think about him. He was, before injury, he was improving. Now, he's still got to improve. So that's all it is.
So what about your new centre-half, man? Canute.
Baller.
Someone that we linked with all the time at Arsenal. It didn't happen. I like him a lot.
Kanate's a baller, man.
Young French centre-halves. What's he been doing in pre-season? And
Kanate's saucy. Not even what he's been doing. He's done his job in pre-season, is what Kanate's done. But Kanate, overall, as a player, pace, talk about the high line that we play. It's huge that he's involved in that team. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, I think he was recorded over a certain distance, like one of top 3 quickest players. In last season, so he's rapid and he's big. And listen, I like Kanate. He had a sick reveal video as well. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, it was gas. So I like him. I think he'll end up doing well for us. He'll shoot our team, and I like it because these are the signings we need to make. Also think about the future, because Virgil van Dijk isn't getting any younger.
You've got a lot of players that are for the present. When you look at Mo Salah, Firmino, Mane,
but then over time, you can build them. You can build them. So Harvey Elliott, this is why I don't mind him being in the team, because you can build him over time. Curtis Jones, very similar. But Kanate, someone you've actually invested into, he can now get built up, and he's got competition with Matip, Gomez, Virgil van Dijk.
I even forgot Matip was there. So yeah, competition is key, bro.
Ballers.
That's an absolute madness, man. All right, last question, in fact. Where do you...
Let's go.
At this moment in time, and I'll obviously ask you again, but top 4, where's it going?
It's a very tough question.
That's why I asked it, bro.
When it comes to my Premier League predictions, and I'll give you the spoiler, I'm saying Liverpool first because I'm being optimistic, and purely on optimism.
Enough. I asked you for your top 4. You can do whatever the hell you want.
That's purely on optimism. But if I remove optimism and what I think with my thinking cap, I'm gonna say Man United 4th, Liverpool 3rd, Man City 2nd, and Chelsea 1st.
See, you're like me. I think Chelsea might win that league, man.
But if Chelsea get Haaland, that'll be a certain decision. But if they don't, I still think they could edge you. Because Chelsea are just that guy right now. Do you know that meme where he goes, "You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy." Yeah, Chelsea is that guy. Chelsea is that guy. You walk past him.
Every answer for Pep. 100%.
J1 settings, he will take your missus, and no, brother, he is not joking. He is not joking. He will take your... Lad, Thomas Tuchel came in, said to Pep, "Yo, your baldy head is not mate. I will beat you in all these 3 fixtures that we are going to play. Champions League final, doesn't matter. Premier League, home and away, motherfucker. Let's go." It doesn't matter.
Kills me.
Thomas Tuchel is a... Lad, Thomas Tuchel doesn't give a fuck. He does... Lad, easy... He's like the Luis Suarez, do you know what I mean? Like, in terms of attitude, like, he's a little bit saucy like that. I like Thomas Tuchel. Yeah, I like Thomas Tuchel. He wants to have it. He doesn't even respect Klopp and that. And they used to work together, do you know what I mean? Like, he'll banter Klopp. So, let's see how it goes. One thing I will say, though, with that being my top 4, next season is going to be so exciting, bro. Next season's going to be so sick.
Not for us, but I hear you.
Let's look at it from a neutral, though. Let's have a look from a neutral point of view. You've got about 4 teams who can win the league, on paper at least. You've got Liverpool who should get back in there, Man United with Varane and Sancho, and then Chelsea and City are there anyway. Leicester, they've just made big signings, and they've got a point to prove with the fact they never got top 4 for the last 2 seasons. Aston Villa, buying Danny Ings, Leon Bailey, Buendia
and that, yeah.
Keeping other big players like John McGinn and Ollie Watkins, that's huge. Tottenham with a new manager, and even though I don't think they'll do that well, if they're going to keep Harry Kane and Son, then that's another contender. Anyone with Harry Kane and Son, you can't rule them out of the top 4. Like, completely, like, ace them out the top 4. Arsenal, I'm not too sure about. I'll be real with you.
It's the
Like,
mentality, bro. Like, it's
I'll
not
be
even
real
playing
with
for me,
you.
it's mentality. Like, I
Yeah.
wanted to prove a surprise, but at best, I can only see us. We might start in August, look real well. December, we might come out of it realistically, and then there's that period where it goes to shit. Like, we press the
You don't,
stop button.
you don't want to be top of the league from friggin' like you don't want to be that team where if you choose the league over this amount of time, we win the league. Like you don't want that.
Arsenal fans, they twang themselves.
I know.
It's silly, and I find you probably have there's probably special sorts of Liverpool fans, and as you said, because they're calling for.
Bro, we were the champions of Christmas for the past 4 years running. Of course, I know.
Fans actually bury their heads in the sand and rationalize it. Man are telling me we're the second or first best team since 2021 started. It's August. You're telling me we're the third best. You know, we're only 4 or 6 points off top 4, but we're the same amount of points off 11th. So
it's like stop trying to beat around the bush and just admit that was shit. You know what I mean?
Like,
just shave us the favour.
Yeah, like I know with football you don't want to, admit stuff. You want to hang on to past glory and all of these sort of things. But for me, when you admit where you are, then you can move forward. Like when you admit we are rubbish right now, the only way is up. If we still hold this fallacy that we're half decent, it's a myth because there is building blocks. We actually, the one thing about Arteta, I don't know how, I actually am a bit more confident historically going into the games against the traditional top 4, top 6. I just think our problem is the other games because you're doing low blocks, you're playing guys at left back and right back. Certain guys are in the team for 5 games, then they're out. Certain guys are not involved for time, then they're brought back in. Like you said, the man and game management is a madness, man. It's crazy. Look, we're the best team in the world at the 72nd minute of matches. Bro, that's
it's like it's certain times. It's like some teams. It's we're the best team in the world at home. Oh, we're the best team in the world away. It's like no, if you're the best team, be the best team. Just be the best team. And if you are only good away from home, fix that because that's wrong. That's really weird. That's so strange.
Us and our away form was terrible, so I was happy that our away form was good, and everyone's like, we got more grit, determination, blah blah blah. But I'm like, listen, at home we're getting bullied. There was one couple of weeks, Wolves, I think Villa, and someone else. I don't even know who it was. They all moved to us week in, week out. So like, what's going on there? It might have been Leicester.
And for Arsenal as well, they need to really start being concerned about their position because soon Leicester, like Leicester and stuff like that, they will get into that conversation. You get what I'm saying? Like, it will get to a point where Arsenal are in trouble. You can't just rely on being Arsenal.
How many times they've won the league ahead of us most recently? We can sit here and say we're a bigger club than them, but they've done more bits of recent years than us. They've grabbed the FA Cup as well.
You took that off you.
5 years, who's happier? Leicester or Arsenal fans? It's them, man.
No, 100%. Leicester fans will be gassed. Leicester fans will be gassed, won't they? Like, if you're an 8-year-old Leicester fan, you've saw your team win the league and an FA Cup, it's not too shabby, Alonso, to be honest with you.
It's all right. You can bow out a happy man or woman. Like,
exactly.
You're seeing your team do bits still. You're seeing look, that's the thing. They can sell Mahrez and all their players and improve. I back them to kind of replace Maddison. If for imagination's sake, we said we're selling Saka tomorrow and Tierney and all these half-decent guys, we're bringing in scrubs, bro.
Facts.
It's terrible, fam.
How do you expect to improve with that?
Exactly. Where the hell are you going to go? Let them know where they can find you, though, man, because I've appreciated doing this, man. And big up to
this was sick. I really enjoyed this, so if you want to ever give us a shout, lad, for another show,
let me know when we'll make this happen on your show and my show and do what we need to do, bro.
People, James Redmond TV, right there, as you can see, and James Redmond _97 now, because it was 96, but I changed it to 97 for the news that obviously broke the other week. So James Redmond 97 on Instagram. It's James Redmond 96 everywhere else.
Come on, and like you should see, I've dropped a link. He's at 46.8. Let's get him to 50, man. Come on, people. This will be out on YouTube tomorrow. Big up to everyone who's been here on Twitch.
Shout out to the YouTube gang and shout out to the Twitch gang that have been able to witness it live. Big up yourselves. It was a good show. It was a good show.
And on that note, I'm going to let him get out of here. I'm off to do a couple of other things. People, James Redmond, DG, we're out, man. Peace.